Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Ashley Smith, formerly Auditor and owner of Jargn, a social media marketing here in Rapid City. What I do on a day-to-day basis is help entrepreneurs, small businesses, and individuals with their marketing efforts. So if they don't have the time, the knowledge, or the patience for the ever-changing world of social media, they call me. I also do training programs, speaking engagements, help with websites, graphic design, anything essentially that it requires to make social media successful. I've done it. So it ends up being a very fun and rewarding career. I currently live in Rapid City with my teenage boy. He's 15. Well, he'll be 15 next month. So we are enjoying the new life of online schooling and staying at home. I hope everyone is doing very well. Today, what I'm going to do is talk about how to figure out who your target audience is or your ideal customer and why it's so important that you know that. I did want to take a quick moment to also thank Elevate Rapid City for inviting me to do this presentation as part of their virtual trainings that they're offering. The Elevate Rapid City's virtual trainings are a series of trainings that are offered that cover everything from health insurance, mental health, marketing, and business resources. If you missed training, Elevate is uploading those to their YouTube channel. So you'll want to go ahead and go to YouTube, search for Elevate Rapid City. You'll find them right away and click subscribe. You can also click the notification bell to get notified whenever they upload a new video. And upcoming webinars will be available on the Elevate Rapid City Facebook page. So definitely check those out. Tell your friends. There's been a wealth of information from a ton of local professionals and experts in their field, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful solution to our current climate and everything that everyone is having to deal with. So let's go ahead and get started here. So I'd like to introduce Pat. Hello, Pat. And we're essentially going to get to know Pat more. I chose Pat because it is a gender neutral name. I actually picked it up. There's a movie. I can't remember what the movie is, but they try to figure out the whether the character is a boy or a girl, and and Pat's the name. And the reason why I chose Pat is specifically because it's gender neutral. And it also gives a lot of people a tool if they know a little bit more about who they're talking to, or just giving something a little bit more tangible and a little bit more someone, quote unquote, to connect to than just saying target market or target audience. So we're going to figure out who your Pat is today. First of all, what is a target audience? A target audience is not everyone. First of all, it is not anyone with money. It is not anyone looking for your services. It is not anyone online. It's too broad for a target audience. Not to say that, quote unquote, everyone is your audience, but target audience is your ideal client. These are the people who you want to see, hear, and talk about your business, and who are most inclined to buy. That is who your target audience is. So other than the obvious reasons, why is your target audience important? The better you understand your target audience, the better you'll be able to reach them, communicate with them, and persuade them to do business with you. In sales, one of the pieces of training that I've received is move on from the no. If somebody is telling you no, if somebody is telling you not now, if someone is not literally handing over their payment information or making the sale or completing the objective, or in the marketing world, we call that a call to action. If they are not doing that, they are not your target audience. You would thank them, appreciate them, tell them to think about you again, stay in contact, those kinds of things. But then you move on. And the more no's that you get, it just gets you closer to the yes. So it's a matter of not wasting time on the people who don't want to hear from you, and you're sitting there trying to convince them that no, you need me, or no, you need this organization, or you should donate to us, or you should spend your money with us. We should have a meeting, that kind of thing. If you have to work so hard to convince them that you are the best fit, they're not ready for you yet. They are in the early stages of the sales cycle. They're in the beginning stages of the relationship. And so you're still working on building that with them, because they could hit all of the points of being part of your target audience. They just don't know you yet. So who is your target audience? And this is where we really kind of do a deep dive in and have more of a conversation either with your marketing team, or this is something that I do with clients on an hourly basis, or even just in general. This is a good exercise for you to have, is who are they? And that's kind of where Pat comes in. You want to know, well, how old is Pat? Where does Pat live? What time zone are they in? What language does Pat speak? What kind of spending power does Pat have? And what that means is, are they the decision maker? I'm sure a lot of people, and I myself included, I've been approached by an author and someone says, hey, let's get started today. And a big default answer for me and how we run our household is, let me talk to my husband. That's not necessarily saying I don't have any spending power, but depending on what the transaction is and if it's going to impact our family, that's definitely comes into play. Obviously, neither one of us are asking the other, hey, can I buy a cup of coffee today? That's not what I'm talking about. But if the spending power literally, it really kind of is connected to your price point. And a lot of transactions require both parties that are contributing to the household income, or are impacted by the household income, or the business's income. You want to get in front of your decision makers. Spending patterns. That's something else that goes a little bit deeper into knowing analytics and understanding Pat a little bit better. But are they splurgers? Are they savers? Do they purchase regularly all of the time? Are they subscription buyers? Are they a one-time purchase? A real world example is, I meet a lot of solo entrepreneurs, individuals who are in business. They can't necessarily afford a monthly retainer with me. So I've created other solutions and services to be able to say, okay, well, here, you know what, let's do this in stages. I can work hourly. I can do it by project. You don't have to contract with me to have a monthly bill. Instead of paying, so much over a year and me having to do me doing your social media for you, I've launched a do-it-yourself program where it's an education course. And so they have control, but it's a one-time cost to learn essentially what I do. And that's understanding the spending patterns of not only your ideal client, but also your current clients. Interests are huge. So, what do they like? What are they interested in? If you have a outdoor retail store, what do those people like? What does Pat enjoy? Pat might enjoy hiking and biking in the Black Hills, and Pat knows, where the best kayak routes are, and Pat knows, how all of the national parks work together and the best tours, and where to get rental equipment and things like that. Depending on what service or product that you're offering, on the flip side, Pat could also not know anything about the outdoors or about the Black Hills or what they can do for activities, but then you target your messaging towards that person, to the unknown. You are the expert. You are going to help this person find what they need. You are going to help Pat in that capacity. State of life it should be stage of life. State of life, stage of life, one or the other. Is Pat single? Is Pat married? Is Pat in a relationship? Does Pat own a home? Does Pat have a college education or currently going to college? Is Pat a teenager who is working part-time? Where are they in life? Do they have animals? Do they have, children? Does Pat, where is Pat in retirement or nearing retirement age? Those kinds of things. And so as you go through this, you want to be as specific as you can when defining your target audience, because it's going to help you further down the line as far as how to guarantee or increase your closure rate for sales and for transactions. And I'm using sales a lot, but that can really be anything that your marketing goal has in particular. For example, if you're looking to increase your readership for a newsletter, a sale doesn't necessarily mean dollars and cents. At that point, it means an email address. So who's more likely to join an email marketing list? I know, just an example of a local business, Black Hills Women Magazine. Obviously, her audience is going to be women, primarily women. Her content has a lot for entrepreneurs. It addresses things for mothers. It addresses things for working mothers. And so that's kind of the example that of what your target audience is, knowing who they are, is so you can deliver the content and the information to your customers and keep those customers. And then eventually, when you have an ask that it does involve dollars and cents, you're able to ask that, and then your closure rate or the sale rate is higher. I hope I'm making sense there. So how do you figure out who your target audience is? Obviously, you can shoot in the dark and you can say, this is my ideal client. This is who I want to talk to. This is who I want to get in front of. But you don't know if you're actually getting in front of those people without some sort of analytic tracking or analytic reporting. And this comes in the form of Google Analytics on your website, Facebook insights from your social media, along with Instagram insights, and of course the Facebook pixel coding. So if you don't have that on your website, that is another powerful tool for analytics. And email marketing reports. Who's opening your emails, who's actually reading them versus who's subscribed. And you can really, really get a good deep down and analytic point of view and really kind of help define Pat. Because you might have one idea that Pat is, in mid-30s to early 40s, who is an online shopper, has dogs but not cats, no children, college graduate, working professional, okay? But then when you take a look at your analytics and you're like, wait, we are reaching women, but they are actually in their 40s or 50s. They have school-age children or children who are entering high school. They don't have any animals, and they do more shopping in store than they do online. So it's kind of giving more of a backbone to your assumptions of who Pat is versus who you're actually reaching. And that's very, very powerful information, because it helps you understand Pat better, your target audience, and it helps you just be able to change your messaging. I know some people in our area get trumped when I say location, because they're like, well, wait a minute. We are in the Black Hills of South Dakota. We have a bunch of tourism, and so our customers come from everywhere. Well, yes and no. And part of that is understanding who the target audience is of our wonderful tourism marketing or destination marketing organizations. And back in my day, when I worked for the Convention of convention, the CVB, Convention and Visitors Bureau, Visit Rapid City. They were targeting people in Omaha, Nebraska, Denver, Colorado, Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, and oh gosh, there was another one, and it's escaping me. But we would base our target audience off of where a drive-in market was, because it was sold as a easy weekend getaway destination. That's how Rapid City was sold. And we piggybacked off of the state, who are also targeting these markets. And then when it came time to look at broader locations, it was, well, who do we have direct flights with? Saying, hey, you can get a cheap flight and come in. Who are historians that are interested in not only just United States history, but maybe Native American culture and specifically the presidents. So as you get more specific, it's a great and powerful tool, especially if you end up doing any kind of paid advertising online with Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, things like that, because then you're getting more for your money. You're getting your dollar's worth in terms of that. And right now, as of today, Monday, April 20th, social media advertising is at an all-time low. So this is a very powerful tool for Facebook specifically, are the reports that I've been reading. And in Facebook ads, you're able to target people based upon their behaviors, based upon how they identify themselves with, and where they live. Everything that we talked about to identify Pat, you can target those people through your ads to be sure that your content and your business is being put in front of the people that you want to reach the most. Because why would you want to talk to someone who has a completely different viewpoint or a completely different need than what you're offering? And that's really how you identify and why you'd want to identify who your target audience is, and how you would start to talk and interact with Pat. So today was a pretty quick presentation, but I'm always available if you have questions or comments. I would really appreciate any feedback on this. I know Elevate Rapid City would as well. This is my contact information. That is my cell phone. I am open to text messages. Just please let me know who you are, so I don't think that you're a spammer, because there's a lot of that going on right now too. But again, thank you to Elevate Rapid City for hosting these virtual trainings. Be sure to check out their Facebook for future trainings that are coming out ahead on a variety of different topics. And thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you have a great week.